That is a trippy starting soon screen. I think
what I
we
was
might
thinking,
switch
too.
that. Well, happy
We'll see if we
Thanksgiving.
can't figure something out for you. Oh, sorry.
We'll see if we can't figure something out for you.
Yeah,
Happy
you would.
Thanksgiving. We're back.
Motherfuckers.
That's right. Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Let's get this party started. Shall we?
It's not a legacy I want to leave.
It's Thanksgiving, bitches. Welcome to the Video Store Clerks Thanksgiving Special.
Welcome to the store.
Hell no. I wasn't expecting that at all. That was great. That was good.
That was good. That's what we do
that
here.
was good.
We do the unexpected. This is Video Store Clerks. We are your clerks for the evening. It is Thanksgiving Eve. The chat is open. The store is open. Come one, come all. Join us on this cold Thanksgiving Eve evening in which we will dissect a lot. We got a lot to do tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah, we do.
We're going to go over Jordan Peele's latest Nope. We're going to go over the surprise hit of the season, Smile. And then we're going to end on a high dessert, if you will be the cult classic Thankskilling. That is all that tonight. My God, how are we going to do it? How is everyone tonight?
All right.
Good. You talking to me? You talking to Chad? What are you talking about?
I'm talking to everybody.
He's just talking. He's just talking.
But first,
It's all right.
real quick, because it was kind of a slow news day anyway, but let's go over the news. That was a great sound effect at the end.
I love it. It gets me every time.
Well, much like last week, we lost another one. We lost Jason David Frake. We lost the Green Power Ranger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What day was that? Was that Friday again?
Was it Friday? It's a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Saturday.
It was a couple days ago. That's all I know, yeah.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. I was a little bit.
I was
older.
never.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was gonna say I wasn't much of a fan either. I didn't watch the show.
Yeah, we were too old for that shit.
Yeah, we were all a little bit older when that show came out, I think.
When it came out around the time that I was in like third grade, and for like a split second, I was into Power Rangers, and that was only because my friends were into it. And then I immediately switched to I started watching like action movies, and then I was like, oh, this is what good looks like.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So, but I gotta say though, I mean, regardless of just like the Aaron Carter thing, regardless if you're a fan or not, it's a fucking tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the guy was only 40.
49.
How old was he? 49 years old, and that's not really that old. And they said it was a suicide thing, whatever. And you know, so as someone that deals with depression and things like that or whatever, like I hate to hear that, So
Yeah.
rest in peace to him, and sorry to all the fans and all that shit.
Yeah, it's very real, and it needs to be taken more seriously. But
especially, not to be on a start off on a fucking dramatic, fucking serious fucking note, but we're not going to just split hairs here.
Hey, this whole show's gonna be ups and downs.
Yeah, completely. I already know that.
roller coaster.
But I mean, especially when it comes down to men and depression and suicidal thoughts, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not taken as seriously as it should. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, if you need help, reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody. You got your homies. That's what's keeping me fucking sane. So
I agree. And this show keeps me somewhat sane.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Moving on, Amazon is in the news again, as they have invested a whopping $1 billion a year, billion with a B, for the next 10 to 15 years.
$1 billion.
billion they are investing in theatrical releases. Now they do own the rights to Rocky, James Bond, and RoboCop.
Okay.
So you might be seeing yet another remake. The Boys, the movie, perhaps, maybe someday. I don't know. Hard to say, but that's a big, giant, huge investment. We'll see what happens with that. There's a lot of shakeups at Disney. Going around the rumor mill now is Kathleen Kennedy might be the next to go.
Who?
Kathleen Kennedy she was a famous producer. She worked on E.T. She was alongside Spielberg for a lot of his hit movies. But lately, under her guise, we got the hideous Star Wars sequel trilogy, She-Hulk, things of that nature.
Was She-Hulk bad? I haven't just watched it, but I wanted to watch it, actually.
I gave it a chance. I watched every episode. It just wasn't for me.
I just didn't think it looked good. I never really watched it. Had no interest.
Finally got a She-Hulk movie, and it wasn't what we wanted. Of course, when we wanted a She-Hulk movie, we were all fucking teenagers and thinking really dirty thoughts. But besides that.
And the ridiculous slate of films that I saw, like all the Marvel stuff coming out. And then on top of that, there's just as much Star Wars stuff coming out. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, did they just kidnap animators and they have them in a warehouse somewhere and they just work them to death like a sweatshop?
Is this where we cut to the Family Guy scene? Where it just goes to, it shows them in a warehouse and it goes back to us and we're like, sorry.
It's just fucking crazy. Like, why would you want to produce that much? I don't even know. Why would you want to? I don't know.
Putting out all kinds of shit.
All like a ridiculous amount of shit.
I'm always getting notifications for Disney this is out. It's like, shut the fuck up.
God damn.
Let me get caught up on some other shit first.
Speaking of Marvel, Kevin Bacon will be in the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which might be good. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. For those not aware, I don't give a fuck about any of that. So
Chuck's a big Marvel guy.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Marvel guy, comic book wise, but movies and DC movies, I don't give a shit. I'm picky about all that nonsense.
Chuck wants Pauly Shore to be the new Iron Man.
I do. Actually, you know what? If Pauly Shore was to be Iron Man, that'd be fucking hilarious, and I hate Pauly Shore. I actually liked Iron Man. I think Iron Man's a great movie. I saw the first two, and they were good. And so that would be horrible for Pauly Shore to ruin another good, possibly good script. But it would be funny, even though he sucks.
Gobble, gobble.
And I hate him.
And the new Tim Burton show.
Which Hedberg fucking died, but we couldn't get Pauly Shore. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Oh, that's okay. The new Tim Burton Wednesday started today.
Yeah.
On Netflix. Okay. Should be interesting. I'll probably check that out when I get home.
Watch later.
I've heard good things.
I have too.
So slow news day, just like last week. There was death, and then it was a slow news day. It's weird. I don't know how much.
There's news all over the place.
This segment's gonna last if it keeps going like.
There's a lot of fake news of the whole Terrifier game.
Fake news. Fake news.
According to Damien himself, there is no Terrifier game in the works. I swear to God, I posted that. I took a screenshot of the tweet and I posted it. I swear to God, the first comment I got, someone said there's a new Terrifier game in the works if you didn't already know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear to God.
There's not, though. People, there's not.
I was like, did you just comment on this and not read the post? But then before I could even say anything, someone else commented and said, so the creator of Terrifier is lying, or did you just not read the post?
Oh,
and then the guy replied, I did not read the post.
Oh, my God. Why would you comment on it?
What the fuck? Forget it, I'm done.
Are we giving me an aneurysm at the beginning of the show now? Is this what's happening?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Fuck, yeah, go on. Yeah, God, no.
However,
no, fuck that.
Art the Clown toy. figure.
It's just like the Beetlejuice shit. It's just like all the other shit. It's not fucking happening. The Terrifier fucking game, yes, they want it to happen. It'd be really cool. It's not actually in the fucking works. I've seen so many fucking posts. I have commented on so many fucking posts going, it's not real.
Even if they said, okay, we're going to do that, it takes years.
Yeah, I could see them maybe putting him as like a DLC on like Dead by Daylight or something.
That's what I said. A DLC for Mortal Kombat would be
like
cool.
something like that. You know what I mean?
But even that is going to take years.
Right. But that would happen before they made his actual own game.
Mm-hmm.
I would see. Yeah, I was gonna say I could see them doing Dead by Daylight or Mortal Kombat, like you said, before they did his own game first. Like, to maybe see like how popular the character is game wise.
I think the Killer Clowns game is going to do well, and I think that'll pave the way for more. The Chainsaw games had some ups and downs. I don't know if we'll
I know more about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game than I can really talk about, just because one of my buddies is friends with the guy that does all that shit. He lives literally like 40 minutes away from here, 30 minutes away from here. And there were some quirks. Let's just put it that way. That's kind of stupid shit. Actually, we'll talk after the show.
Yeah, I think a beta version it just came out earlier this year. I think.
Balls.
JB
didn't really care for Terrifier 2. He didn't think it was anything special. We've already had this conversation, buddy. Yeah, he thought it was all right, but he didn't think it was anything great. He doesn't understand the reason why I think that it's so great. He doesn't get it. And that's, whatever. That's fine. Whatever. I'm not offended by any means. But
yeah, I mean, we all got opinions about shit. I'm sure we'll vary in shit tonight.
Oh, I know it will.
I just think they went back to basics, and I had a good time when I watched it, and that's all.
I love it. Give me the blood. Give me the gore. Moving on.
We always get sidetracked to the Terrifier every fucking week.
There's a
ever
reason
since it came out.
The demonic clown mom fucking wins over everything lately, man. I'm telling you. Go on.
That's how I live my life.
Beetlejuice 2 shit. God damn. Just today, I saw a fucking post that said Catherine O'Hara is coming back. Does she know that? You might want to ask her.
I have a few choice words, apparently.
Especially on Facebook. People, stop. Especially on Facebook.
It's horrible.
Goddamn.
That's the fucking bullshit. You're right. Some of us have taste. Yeah. Okay. Love you, buddy. I do.
But
everybody else has COVID.
But that concludes the news for today. Let's move on. Let's talk about the movies because we have 3 of them to go into. Let's start with Jordan Peele's most recent Nope. Now,
yep.
I've seen it twice, and I must admit, the first time I watched it, I really wasn't paying much attention. Especially probably for the first hour, I really wasn't paying attention until the monster came. Oh, by the way, shit! If you haven't seen any of these movies,
spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert!
Yeah,
we won't do a complete dive in, cut open kind of thing with this, just because it is so fucking new.
With some organs.
But I mean, we can play with some organs. I love playing with some organs. That sounds gross. But yeah, we won't spoil too much, but we will spoil some. So if you haven't seen Nope yet, you might as well just go away and then come back later, or whatever.
Or if you don't give a fuck, hey,
then stick around. Hey, we'll tell you how it all goes. You tell us.
With a budget of $68 million, which I thought was kind of a lot. That was kind of high.
That does seem kind of high.
The take-in was $171 million, which wasn't that great. I think it had to do with the marketing to be honest. I think they were a little too secretive about what the movie was when it came out. That's just my opinion.
Which I don't think was a bad thing, honestly. But
I remember when the first teaser came out, like I was very intrigued.
Honestly, when the trailer came out, I was going along with the movie title. Nope. But there are a chain of events that have changed certain things. But let's get into what the movie is about a little bit. Who wants to do that?
Well, you could probably have a couple interpretations. It's not about aliens. I can tell you that.
Whoa, no. What the actual movie is about, like, for those in case have not seen it, we know what the movie is about, but like, tell us who you are. No, Dave. it's just like whatever. Anger Man's, but anyway.
Now I get it. Now I get it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do this. Just hold on a second. Okay, the movie's about a brother and a sister. Their dad tragically dies from some crazy shit fucking falling from the sky, hitting him in the fucking eye. He bleeds out. He's dead. They need to make some fucking money. They go and then they try to do their whole celebrity horse thing, and get animals in movies and all that, and get money and all that shit. And then they find that there is the brother, OJ. He ends up being out at night to rally up a horse, I think, or some shit. And he sees something in the sky, and it freaks him the fuck out. All the electricity goes AWOL. And they were just kind of just chilling, having some drinks, listening to some records. And he goes back, tells his sister, hey, some shit's going on. And then her immediate response is, the light bulb goes off. She wants to make some money. They go. Get a bunch of stuff together at a local like Best Buy kind of thing, to be able to set up some cameras around to record whatever. While they're there, they meet Angel. Angel's a guy who is they're being very secretive about what they're doing, and Angel figures it out really fucking quick. He figures out real fucking quick what they're doing, and he says, "Hey, I'll even come out and I'll get this set up for you." And they're like, well, you don't got to do that. And he's like, you're not going to be able to do it. And they're like, okay. And then he kind of becomes part of their little group. And that's kind of, craziness ensues, where you find out, well, we'll get to that. But
where you get sucked up in a big vagina.
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to hold on now there, Chad. Hold on a second. There's a whole list of things that goes on. We will cover that, but I just wanted to get the main plot out there. Tell us who you are. Anyway,
the gist of it. And his dad, by the way, was played by one of my favorites.
That was nice.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. One of my favorite actors, Keith David,
the voice of Spawn.
Yes, and Men at Work. Mm-hmm. Very underrated movie. Love that movie.
He was also the boss in the very underrated, hilarious Dennis Leary show, The Job. That was on ABC back then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
I remember on that show, Psych, like the one time Gus's dad was Ernie Hudson, and then the second time it was him.
Nice.
Yeah,
All the performances in this were actually really great. By the way, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the actor that plays OJ. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, but I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I better find out.
He was the Get Out guy.
Yeah, he was a Black Panther too.
The guy that played OJ?
Yeah.
I can't remember his fucking. I love him in this fucking movie though. His character is so cool.
And it was kind of nice, like how he played like the country dude, and like his sister was the city chick. So like,
yeah,
and
also
played off each other really well too.
Well, because with a movie called Nope, first off, you're like, really, what? And then after watching this movie, I'm like, it's the perfect title, because there's many times that you're saying it about as many times because he's the one that says it. There's a scene in it where the beginning of it, when shit's all getting kind of weird, and he, there's lights in the barn going off and all kinds of shit, and he goes in there, and you see like it's a long shot with you think it's like a saddle or whatever, and then you see this little creature, and then you see another one pop their head out. And you're like, what the fuck is this shit? And he's trying to get as funny. He's like, nope, and he just backs up, and you're like, oh, and that's actually kind of funny. And then you find out that it's a bunch of kids that belong to the guy that got his face bashed in by Keegan or Negan or whatever his fucking name is on Walking Dead. And he sent them over to pretty much, Yeah,
it's because they stole his horse statue. It's
right, yeah.
An interesting character too, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, Glenn. I saw it like he's one of those people that uses a tragedy and cashes in on it.
Yeah. Which, of course, the tragedy is his character was a child star who was on a show called what was the fucking chimp's name? Gordy. It was like an Alf type show. It had a chimpanzee that was the main star or whatever. And during the birthday episode, Gordy's birthday, he went awry and fucking killed everyone except for him.
The balloon started popping in it. It like gave him fucking like some kind of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time he gets fucking whacked in the head, he's kind of like normal again. Well, that whole fucking scene was dope. Whenever he's just running around the set, beating the shit out of everybody and eating them.
Dude, yeah.
Fuck.
And there was something about when the monkey stops.
And just
and
looks
then
at the kid.
looks at him.
Yeah. But then by then he's straight though. Like he's like not.
He doesn't realize what happened.
Right. He's trying to wake the one bitch up, and he's like, "Why won't she wake up?"
And he goes over.
Face off.
Yeah, he goes over to the kid, and he's like, he's doing the motion, and he just kind of like look at him like, "What just happened? What's going on?" And actually,
fist bump.
Yeah, and spoiler, I honestly, it almost broke my heart watching that scene.
Yeah,
because Jordy's going up to give him a fist bump underneath the table, and then they shoot him in the head, and that's bad. That's pretty fucking sad. We'll get to the roundabout thing that Dave was getting to at the beginning momentarily. Let's go ahead and talk about the vagina in the sky, shall we? So this is one aspect of this movie that I liked, was the fact that because you're seeing to a certain point, you're seeing this flying saucer. It's shaped like you usually see a flying saucer, like all the pictures and videos you've seen that have been taken of these UFOs and all that stuff. And usually they have lights on them or whatever. This one didn't. And you find out pretty quickly, for the most part, that because there's a scene right before you find out where they're trying to figure out, because they're like, this thing's living in this cloud. It's a spaceship living in a cloud, blah, blah, blah. And then OJ is like, what if it's not a spaceship?
Uh-huh.
And then you go, ah. And I did that. I went, ah. And it was like, oh shit, okay, all right, I'm down with this. And then you see that it is in fact not a spaceship. It is a UFO shaped creature that almost resembles like the bottom of a fucking stingray or something. Very ocean, very aquatic looking, kind of creature. And it happens to look like a vagina. Now, when you go inside of it, they show that you go inside of that. They show inside of this thing, and it does look like you can put your cock in it. Did he say cock? But it does. I mean, it does. It does. There's a bunch of weird shit that goes on with this thing, as you find out. But the overall terror of this movie, because this movie is not. It's not. It's in my opinion, it's more of like a science fiction thriller. But what makes it somewhat of a horror film is the terrifying thought that there's shit living in these fucking clouds. There's been proof, there's been videos, there's been pictures for fucking ever now Government even came out and said this shit's fucking, UFOs and all that, aliens exist. And the terrifying part of it, which makes this such a compelling film. Yes, that if you haven't noticed, the man that does not like Jordan Peele films likes this one. The terrifying thought is, what if that cloud that you have noticed for the past that you actually didn't even pay attention to, but it sat there over and over again, just stayed the same way. There's a possibility that something's living in it, and if it gets the moment, it's going to suck up everything. That's the terrifying part of it. That's the horror part of it, because that's something that, in my opinion, it could happen. But I also believe in reptilian people, so I don't know.
I saw the monster in a different way. I saw the monster represented fame itself, how it sucks you up and then spits you out.
Okay.
And that part when blood is coming down the house, I thought was one of the coolest shots.
Wait. Let's go ahead. There's a scene, because like we always said, we're gonna be all over the fucking place in this shit. We're not trying to. Did Haynes make it? I don't know what the fuck you mean by there.
Who's Haynes?
I don't know. The underwear? I don't know.
Who? Was that the dude's name?
I don't know. I'm just saying the underwear Haynes. I don't know what JB's talking about, but whatever. Explain, because I'm blank. But you realize that this thing is sucking people up, and it actually takes you on a first-person kind of view of how things go. People get suffocated. They get sucked in. You see all these like carcasses of like horses and whatever. Which, oh yeah, by the way, we left that out. OJ's wanting to get the horses back from old dude that was on the fucking show that the ape go crazy, that now has this ranch that he is.
It's like an old western town.
Yeah, like it's kind of a stereotypical thing you see in movies. You know, the Asian guy's the cowboy. You know what I mean? It's.
Yeah, what was that place called again?
It was called Jupiter's Crossing. Was that what it was? There was something like that. It's been a couple of days since I've watched it now, but when you see everybody getting sucked up and all this shit, and it's a pretty terrifying scene. Later on, when the three main parties for the three main people in this movie are trapped in a house, you get a scene which Slayer probably could have done the soundtrack to, because what's happening is they're in this house, and this thing grows in size. Well, when you eat, like Thanksgiving's coming up, what are we all going to be doing? Unbuttoning our fucking pantses. Unbuttoning our pantses. Unbuttoning our pants.
I thought you said panties, and I was like, I don't wear panties.
Because we're engorging. We have taken in more than we probably should. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so basically, this thing is doing the same thing, except it eats the flesh, it eats all that shit, but it spits out everything it can have. Keys are coming out of the fucking sky, which is how you figure out how the dad dies at the end of it. Which is a pretty, like, when I was watching that scene, and he just gets pegged in the eye, and then it's just spurting out of his head, and I'm like, crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. And I was so pissed off because I like him as an actor. I wanted to see some badass shit from him, Right. But you got that from OJ though, so he's by far my favorite character in this movie. But the house gets you see them inside. They hear a bunch of shit, and all of a sudden blood starts running down the windows, and then you realize it shows outside where basically what's happening is this thing, this alien. It's not just bleeding everywhere; it's shitting all over them. I mean, it is Hershey squirting all over this house, all over this land, everything. It's bloody, it's chunky, it's nasty, and it's full of all kinds of shit. And it's one of the most amazing scenes in the movie. Also, in that same time frame, we get to hear Corey Hart's "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night," and it makes me happy because it's one of my favorite songs of all time. And you also get to hear it really fucking creepily.
Yeah, because it slowed it down.
It slowed down, and it actually gave me, like, I've been trying to get Josh, okay, to have us cover that song in a Doom fashion for the past 3 years. His kid, his oldest kid, his son, listened to it. He was like, Chuck wants us to cover this. And he laughed at it. And the thing is, Nope might have made it possible for me to hear it in my head how we could make I Wear My Sunglasses at Night Doom related. So be on the lookout for that if I can convince the asshole. I say asshole with love because he's my brother. I love him to death. So, but yeah.
And because there was that little part too with that guy from TMZ that showed up.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, that was fucking great. No, that was perfect. Great.
Because remember, he got sucked up, and remember, he asked, what's her Keke Palmer's character? I forget her name. Don't you want to be famous? Don't you want to be famous? And she says no. And then he takes off towards it. They tell him don't go. No, he's got to chase it.
Like, what do you think?
He's got to get the picture. Even when
he's there with fucking camera.
Yeah, even when he's there with all his bones broken, he's like, get the shot. Get my camera.
Get the camera.
When his bike just flips up and he flies off, that shit fucking cracked me up.
Yeah.
Because, like, you knew it was coming.
Do people that, like, okay. Because I guarantee Jordan Peele has, like, a little bit of, like, knowledge of TMZ or whatever. Do they really look like cyborgs?
I thought that dude was a government agent or something when he first showed up.
Which is probably what they want you to think. But, I mean, like, does TMZ really have people that have, like, such badass fucking helmets? And, you know, it's just like,
it wouldn't
what?
surprise me.
TMZ? What? No, okay. I get what they're doing, but
that was a pretty dope ass helmet, though.
Mm-hmm. It was actually.
It was. I can't even just. It reminds me of something, but I can't think of what it is. But I was like, "What the fuck is this guy?" And then the guy was like, "Oh shit, TMZ just showed up." And I'm like, "Fucking really?" Fucking, it's fucking. What's his name from fucking People's Court underneath it anyway. That's where he started out.
Yeah, back to OJ was my favorite character too, by
far.
By a lot.
He was so cool. Real quick, because we talked about the blood on the house thing and stuff, so I gotta go about this. The second time that you hear OJ say nope is the funniest, because he's in his truck, and he gets out and he looks up and that thing's right over top of him, and he closes the door, locks it, leaves his head back, he goes nope, nope, and he fucking, this is how badass he is. He goes to sleep during that in his fucking truck. He knows he's fucking safe. It's not going to suck the truck up because it knows it can't fucking, like, take it.
Because he found out, like, the one time, like, if you look at it, that's whenever it usually sucks you up. If you just close your eyes and look away from it, it'll leave you the fuck alone. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's a pretty funny scene altogether when it comes down to it. It's like, this motherfucker's a badass. He looks stoned as hell for the whole fucking movie. He's just so calm and collected, and then, like, he can go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep knowing a big fucking thing like that's above me.
Well, in like the beginning of the movie, in the beginning of the movie, though, he says something about, like, his sister wants to go drink, and he's like, I got smoke in the box. And she's like, that's all you had to say. And then they go in there, and they don't really show it, but then, like, next thing you know, they're drinking. I'm like, I know what smoke in a box means.
Yeah, but, like, why don't we see it, you know what I mean? Which, well, there is a scene where they're hanging out at Angel's house and they're all smoking up.
Yeah.
With the virtual reality shit. Yeah.
Merry
Chrysler.
Merry Christmas. Like, that movie, I don't know, like, it was kind of long. Like, I really didn't know what to expect from it either whenever I started watching it. And then, like, nothing really happens a whole lot in, like, the first 45 minutes. And even, like, then I was just still interested because I, like, for, like, an alien type movie from what you think it is, like, it already, like, to me was better than Signs. Like, just
thank you. Yes, that is exactly what I said.
First hour.
Oh, I could have told you that. Yeah,
because I didn't really care.
I didn't like Signs.
I didn't either.
I didn't either. I like the avenue that Jordan Peele went with this. When me and Whitman, who I do Graveyard Talk with, I told him I was going to watch Nope, and he was like, "Oh shit, I'll be there in just a little bit." And he had seen it once before. I had never seen it, and we were watching it and stuff. He's like, "Man," he's like, "I give it a shot. I think you're gonna like this one," because he likes Jordan Peele stuff, and he knows how. I mean, everybody knows that.
I didn't like Us, but the other, like Get Out, was okay.
I didn't like either one. Get Out, I could deal with. Us, no. Shut the fuck up. But I thought it was I knew, because he even told me, he's like, "Man, it's not a horror film, and it's not what you really are thinking." But it was actually really smart with the UFO not being a UFO and actually being the creature. It's like, I've never thought of that. That's fucking even more terrifying. It's not just like, okay, cool. I will take the little men with the big heads and the little eyes any fucking day. Hey, come on, dude. Let's go smoke a blunt. I'm going to teach you about how the world is, even though you already know because you created it in some way, shape, or form. If that's the case, I'd rather take those motherfuckers than that big old son of a bitch fucking like coming over and sucking everything up. That fucking scares the fuck out of me.
See, like the first hour, like I wasn't sure what was going on. Then whenever they showed like the vagina scene, it kind of threw me off because I was like, "What the fuck did I just witness?" Like I don't even know what happened. Like I was lost. So I was like, "Okay, now maybe it's starting to get stupid." But then like it made it even more interesting, and then it turned into like some kind of fucking triple giant sheet, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But I mean, it still wasn't bad. Like there was a couple things I had issues with, but overall, it was a good movie.
I liked it. I really did. I wasn't bored at all while watching it. And we can go ahead and get into what Jordan Peele was trying to say with the movie. Dave, would you like to tell us what Jordan Peele was saying about the movie?
I still think the monster is supposed to be fame in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's
just
my opinion. That's just my opinion. And I like how, because OJ, he didn't believe he had a kinship with the animals. He respected the animals.
Mm-hmm.
He feared and respected the animals. This thing could kill me at any time.
He was always.
Which you see a woman almost get fucking killed by a fucking horse.
Yeah.
Like if you ever see, I've actually in person seen somebody kicked by a horse. They didn't die, but they lost 3 fucking ribs, and it was fucking brutal as shit. And I was like 8 when I saw it. And then I won't get near a horse because unless it's behind something, I'm not doing that. Nope.
Nope.
No. But the thing about the movie is, and this is what I really, really appreciated, because I am a lover of animals, and Jordan Peele's whole thing about this was pretty much showing how really shitty
we are.
Certain types of people are to animals.
Mm-hmm.
Which the movie does show. It's like Stephen Yen, whatever, the guy that plays the cowboy guy that was in the birthday party of the 8, whatever. He tries to fucking lure. That's his whole thing. He's luring these fucking horses to be sucked up. And when he doesn't get one of the last horses he got from OJ and his sister's dad, it won't move out of the cage and it just looks at him and it looks at him, and you're pretty sure that when it goes, it's calling him an asshole. Like it knows, like, dude, you're letting me off to die. You're a piece of shit. And I like that aspect of it. It's been a while since we've seen a movie that actually touches down, or ever, that touches down on this in a horror sci-fi realm. You know what I mean? But I like this movie. I can't call myself a Jordan Peele fan yet, but I look forward to his next films because I like what he was doing and I like where he was going with this. So, yeah, that's my take on it.
Smile.
Whoa! What is your all's opinion? Quick little opinion on Nope.
No, I mean, I liked it a lot. Like I said, like it kind of lost me at first, and then it kind of pulled me back in, and then it just kept going, and then I never got bored either. Like it was just a fun movie, especially with all the little comedy shit too, with the Geek Squad guy, because that shit was pretty funny with him.
There was a lot of humor. there was a lot more humor in this one than there was in the other movies that Jordan Peele did. I noticed that.
Even like the other director they brought in for the documentary, like he was pretty funny.
And I did appreciate.
Oh shit, we left him out. Wait a second, we've got to mention him. Michael,
what's his name? We're trying to think of it earlier. I couldn't think of his name. The villain in the Crow.
Okay, I was gonna say a little worm on a big fucking hook. Damn, boy, your mom must be awfully proud of you. Well, I guess we broke her. Another great voice of film. He was also in Robin Hood. I keep wanting to say, but it ties. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Always a bad guy. In this one, he's an avant-garde director who does what an avant-garde director would do. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because watch the fucking movie, because it's worth the watch. Michael Wincott. Yeah. Which oh.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, Michael Wincott, even though he's got a reputation for not being the nicest guy, there was a TikTok. I follow the chick that played Sarah in The Crow, and she made a TikTok a couple months ago where somebody had asked her, what was the worst thing working on The Crow or whatever the fuck? And she goes, working with Michael Wincott. He was not very respectable to women, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And I'm sitting here thinking, she was fucking 13, 14, so he might be a piece of shit. I don't know, but yeah.
So it was just funny because like the night before I watched Nope, I watched The Crow. And then whenever I watched Nope, I was like, hey.
I did too.
I didn't even realize he was in the movie. I heard his voice because he was the director at the whole horse thing or whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't really see him though. Yeah, I couldn't really see him. It wasn't until later, I think, when she called him.
Yeah, and you hear that voice.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing here, Miss Horse Girl, whatever the fuck he calls her? Like, yeah, like he's got a very like Lance Henriksen type voice. He is very it's you can tell who he is when he talks. But it was very weird seeing him, which I mean I get, he's gotten older, all that shit. But it was so weird because he almost looked unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
Except for certain shots to the face, because you're used to seeing him with the big long black hair, but he wasn't a bad guy in this movie. He was just kind of stupid and crazy, but he wasn't a bad guy in this movie. And I was glad he was in it though. And if he's a piece of shit, then he's a piece of shit, and I never want to watch the other one again. But it's never came out. But whatever. Continue.
There you go. I say 4 out of 5 stars for Nope.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up right now.
Oh, give it a 5. Well, shit. It is the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. Miracles.
First Jordan Peele movie. It's true. It happens, but like it's it being the first Jordan Peele movie that I actually really enjoyed, and the fact that they went the avenue they did with it. I really appreciate it. I'm really picky about giving things a 5. But I gave it, actually, we haven't released it really yet, but Graveyard Talk, we talked about it the other night. And I gave it a 4. And as I've thought about it, I now changed it to a 5 because I think it is what we need. I think that it shows awareness for a lot of different things. And even if you don't take it to the metaphorical sense about the animals and stuff, take it to the fact of look in the sky. Hey, shit's all around you. And believe me, the reptiles are right next to you.
See, I liked it just because it kind of like what you thought it was going to be. It wasn't, but it made it better, like kind of better. Because I was
I'm somebody's hero.
I was waiting for it to be some kind of like fucking goofy alien type shit.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I mean, like even like the part where like the kids were dressed up like the aliens. I was like, is Jordan Peele going old school with this shit? And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But okay, cool. I like the fact that he put a new spin on stuff because that's what we've needed. We didn't need Alien, okay? We don't need that. We have the baddest ass fucking alien like species, all that shit. We have the alien movies, all that shit. We don't need anything like that anymore. We've gotten the signs. We've gotten all that shit with the little green man, blah blah blah. How about this one? There's a giant fucking vagina in the sky.
He turns into a bed
suck
sheet.
you up. Yeah, it's gonna suck you up and take everything you got. And you know, if that isn't a fucking metaphor, I don't know what is.
The only way to kill it is a Bob's Big Boy figure.
Yeah, which we won't. Yeah, we won't do that. We won't do that. But
I don't want to ruin it, but yeah. we do need some new monsters.
We do need new monsters. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on to this shit.
Vagina
Literally.
sheet monsters.
We just had our turkey, our mashed potatoes and gravy, our deviled eggs. We had the good stuff. Now it's time to move
The
on.
smiles are on our faces from eating.
Yes, now it's time to move on to those casserole dishes that your relatives bring that nobody wants to eat. Smile. Written and directed by Parker Finn. This movie actually did very well with a budget of $17 million, and it brought $214 million. Wow.
I think I've dropped as many deuces as that. I don't.
I'm just gonna straight up say I wasn't a fan.
No.
Like I felt like I watched this movie.
Nope.
I was like, I just felt like I watched that movie before without watching it like numerous times.
It was just like The Ring. It was just like a lot of other things. They shouldn't have showed the monster. That was a mistake. The marketing was great. The actors in it were great. But everything else, it was just, goddamn, you tricked me. You motherfuckers, you tricked me.
Look.
It could have been so much more.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So we got, that's my beef. It felt like other movies. Okay, when it came down to Smile, I had a couple of friends of mine that saw it, and they were kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched this movie. I'll tell you how I felt about this movie. First off, the movie is about a woman psychologist who deals with highly fucked up patients, to be frank about it. And she has a patient that comes in who's terrified. You don't really know why she's terrified. And then some shit happens, and then she's just standing there smiling. And then she slices her own fucking throat. And it fucks up the fucking therapist's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was the most, that was a very impactful scene. And I was like, okay, all right, we're going to do this. Okay, cool. And it kept going and kept going. I actually fell asleep. I had to rewatch, or I had to pick up where I left off the next morning. I realized I wasted a good buzz on that. Wake and bake, folks. Okay, if you're gonna wake and bake, don't pick up a movie you fell asleep in the middle of, because it's just gonna make you feel horrible about life, and you're gonna smoke more and more and more. On second thought, just do that. But yeah, this movie was like if you took The Ring and It Follows, which I like. It Follows. I hate The Ring though. I don't give a fuck. I hate that movie. It just, you have the woman, she sees all this shit. She's a psychologist. She's a doctor, and then she's having to go all these places to interview people and find out about this. And I'm going, I don't care. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Did I break your concentration?
I hated this movie. Did I break your concentration? I did not like this movie. This movie was a letdown. There's a couple of scenes that make you kind of go, oh, that's fucking creepy. And then you're like, okay, the next scene sucks. Like, it's not. The marketing for, like you said, was fun. In case that anybody watching isn't familiar with what they did, but they had people go out to baseball games and different sporting events and news events to make sure they just stood there doing this. And they did it the whole entire time. They didn't move. They just stood there and stared. And it was fucking creepy. It even made it on some of these video collection channels that you watch on YouTube. new top 5 and slapped ham and all that shit. Like they showed, oh, this is a video from so and so town where there's just a woman sitting there just smiling and people can't tell and da da da. And then you find out that it's for the movie, and that's cool. Now, if they can make a smart marketing ploy for a good movie,
that would be great.
That would be great.
That'd be awesome. Like Barbarian, which we're not doing that movie, but if you have some big, tall, fucked up, lanky, naked, disgusting woman running through a fucking field somewhere at a baseball game or whatever. Yay! That's fucked up. We're all intrigued. Cool. Movie's good.
Exactly.
Like the movie.
Exactly what they did, Mike. That's exactly what they did.
That's why I didn't like it. Like I said, I felt like I've watched it numerous times. Like there's so many movies that are like that movie.
Exactly.
Like even me and my cousin watched it whenever I was down and visiting my mom. And then like we even said the same thing. We're like either she's gonna just die at the end or and then it's just gonna be over. Or and then she's gonna fucking ruin this cop's life that's her friend. And that's exactly what happened. That's pretty much the same thing that happened at the end of The Ring. And fucking
it wasn't original.
No,
it wasn't original.
They even had the same shot when in The Ring she's driving to the cabin on that stretch of road in the woods, and it was the same exact shot in Smile when she's driving to the old house.
Ooh, okay. Comment here, especially but it felt like they took bits and pieces of other movies and threw it into a script. Especially at the end, it felt like Fallen. Dude, I had the same thought. Is that Mike?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Mike.
Okay. I had the same thought because I love the movie Fallen. In case you're not familiar, it stars John Goodman and Denzel Washington, and it's a great and Donald Sutherland. It's a great fucking movie. It really is a good fucking movie. Underappreciated movie like a motherfucker. But it had that same kind of feel to that too. Yeah, maybe that's the movie that I was also trying to think of. Yeah, they had something there. You call a movie called Smile. You don't have any limits. You don't. There's a lot of different ways they could have gone about this movie because smiles are creepy. Okay, somebody smiles at you a weird way, it's creepy. Somebody smiles at your kid a different way, you're like, oh, that's kind of creepy. Smiles are a thing. Smiles can be creepy. Anything. Instead of fucking, I don't know, stealing from every shitty movie, minus It Follows. I liked It Follows. But you could have done something more with that movie. I was so hopeful. And the trailer was better than the movie was. The trailer had me like, oh, this is terrifying. And then I watch it and I'm like, I'm bored as fuck.
Right.
All the best moments were in the trailer.
But when she realizes she has to go to the cabin and nobody can be there, I'm like, this is the exact same shit as Fallen. Thank you.
Only difference was she didn't smoke a poison cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
She just fucked the other guy's life up.
Remember that time I told you I almost died?
And it was just
damn good movie. Fuck yeah.
So good.
Fuck yeah.
The trailers were so good. The marketing was fucking genius. The posters looked good. It was just that close-up of her smiling. There was another one where they had a body in a morgue covered with a sheet and blood was going through the sheet, making the smile. It's like, oh, that's good stuff. But
there was aspects of this movie that were good. Like I said, the few times that the scene with the woman car and all that shit, and there was a couple of times like, oh shit, it's creepy. But I wasn't intrigued. Nope, I was intrigued from the beginning of that movie. Smile it fell fucking flat. I mean, it really did. They could have done so. Give me that fucking movie. I will write you that fucking movie, and I will make that movie fucking better. But nobody cares about me, so it doesn't matter. And the lead was annoying as fuck. Yes, I did not care for her at all. She was annoying as balls. Not that she was a bad actress. I think all the acting was good, but no.
I like the guy. I've seen him like He was in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and Robert Englund spoke very high. I can't think. I don't know what his name is though, but he's popped up. Yeah, like it's just he can't get into a good movie for some reason. It just sucks.
Wait, who? Oh, what? Who?
The dude that played the cop.
Oh, okay, yeah. She spends half the movie trying to convince someone to believe her, and the cop finally believes her, and she wants nothing to do with it. Yep, isn't that a woman? I'm sorry. Oh, canceled! Fuck!
And
yeah.
I love how he just takes her into the prison and talks to that fucking guy.
I know, right?
He takes her along on all this shit. It's like you can't.
They're from New Jersey, then they drive to fucking.
That's not how it works.
Altoona, which is like 2 hours from here, if that.
Don't you have other cases, sir?
Exactly. It doesn't make any fucking sense because that would not be a thing. I mean, because she pretty much bribes the guy to fucking talk to this dude and all that stuff.
And then he's like, "I'll talk to you if the cop leaves," and he fucking leaves.
Well, I think she tells him to leave though. Like it's okay, go ahead.
No, you can't do that.
It was just funny when he flipped out on her though. It's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. He's like, what? Why'd you come here? What? Oh wow, that didn't sound like It Follows or The Ring at all. I just wish that the people that write these fucking movies would take a second, relax, go real deep into their souls,
and burn their script,
and then erase everything they ever knew about movies.
Take that
and then
shit
start
to
fresh.
a doctor. Do they have script doctors out there anymore? I kind of wonder. I don't think they do.
They could. And that's the thing. If they wanted to go the doctor route, they wanted to go the psychological route. I guarantee if they were to interview some psychologists and therapists and stuff like that, they could have probably gotten a much better fucking script than what they did. It fell fucking flat. She spends half the movie trying to. Okay, I already read that off. Okay, good. I was good. There you go. Ha! Oh wait, here we go. Once you realize that the demon can't do anything to harm the host, then it loses all appeal. Yeah. Thank you.
They shouldn't have showed it. That was.
Now the scene when the kid opens up the birthday present and he finds the cat. Like
I knew that was coming, so I had time to turn away.
They traumatized the shit out of this kid in this movie.
I cracked the fuck up when that part happened in the movie. She was like, "Oh God, I didn't do that." Really? And they're like, "Oh, you're fucking fucked up." Blah blah blah. I'm like, God, what a bunch of shitty people to be a part of.
She Fight Clubbed herself at the table.
There was just that they tried to do. They didn't really try. It was a big old pile of dookie, as the guy from Joe Dirt says. It's just a big old pile of dookie, and it fell flat. Now, is it one of the worst movies in the horror genre we've seen in the last few years? Not at all. But is this a movie that when a friend comes over, like, oh, I haven't seen that yet, would I be like, oh, we've got to watch it? No. It's just a movie that I have a copy of. I'm never going to have a copy of this movie. But, well, I don't know. If it's for sale, like at a pawn shop or something, I might just get it to add to the collection. But I'm not going to reach for this movie because there's 50,000 other fucking movies that are much better than this one. Completely. Fuck Smile. It's a sad state of affairs. And now the thing is, though, I can't wait to talk about the masterpiece we're about to talk about. Because, but I'm curious, though, since we're doing this now, what's the ratings on this shit?
2 out of 5.
I go with a 1.
I am right there with Mr. Chad. I'm going to give it a 1, and that 1 is being generous.
Yeah.
And the only reason it gets a 1 is because there are 2 scenes in that movie that creep me the fuck out. 2. That's it. And it's very split. And I'm like, oh, God, I almost thought this was a good movie at first. My bad. Woo! Woo! So yeah. So fuck Smile and Nope is a yep. So yeah.
Are we
Agreed.
ready for dessert, gentlemen?
We're ready.
Let's have dessert. I'm always a fan.
Allergy season, you know. Fucking weather. But it was nice today, huh?
Did you just say fucking?
What do you mean? Is that supposed to mean that midgets can't cuss?
I wasn't worried about the size of the fuck. I was worried about the age of the fuck. How old are you?
510 years old.
Fuck it then, I guess you can say.
So I watched this movie for the
good.
first time. Like 2 hours ago?
Nah, it was
A
like
couple hours ago?
yeah, I was thinking it was over at like 9 something. So
Yeah, you've never seen this before at all, have you?
And
I,
you guys,
I was gonna smack him. Like I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Yo?
you guys said I was in for a treat. You were right.
Saw that shit whenever it first came out, like way back, and didn't even realize what the fuck it was. And I was like, "That's fucking gold."
We did it for Tell Us on the podcast last year, I think. Last year, yeah, it was last year. It was last year. Oh no, my bad. It was the year before last that we did it, and yeah, that was
Like I watch it every Thanksgiving, both of them, 1 and 3. We watched both of them.
I couldn't hang with 3.
I haven't seen 3.
I was too sober for the third one.
The first one's so fucking funny though. I mean, when you went, okay, quick synopsis. Here's a big shocker. A bunch of teens go out for a
my
camping
God.
trip, and then
I don't know. Go
You
ahead.
won't believe. Guess what the budget for the movie was?
what?
$3,500.
I believe it.
I'm sorry. Continue. That just shocked me.
No, I mean it's your stereotypical slasher storyline. Although you start out, now I gotta say this. It has one of
Wanda West's big ass titties.
God damn it! It's like Chad knows. What we're thinking. Some a nice pair of titties. I mean, very very pretty titties. They're fantastic. They're amazing. At the beginning of the movie, I mean, the first 10 minutes of this movie, you're going, ah. But you have a bunch of kids that are going out and they're camping and all this shit, and then you have the slut and the innocent and the nerd and the redneck and the jock. And
So what you're saying is a bunch of guys that would never hang out together.
exactly. And some of their banter back and forth is funny, whatever. But the real hilarity is after all of it. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen this movie, go to Tubi and do yourself a favor. Watch this movie.
You're welcome.
Yeah, like I the funniest scene, and the fact that you played part of the funniest scene in that movie. Because the kids, they all go their separate ways, whatever. You have one kid who's like his parents get eaten and killed or whatever the fuck, and then you go over to this one girl's house, who the dad that was sitting there dressed like a turkey, believes that the turkey is actually a midget in a turkey costume, and they have this whole conversation, whatever. It's going great, and then all of a sudden the turkey gets pissed off and kills him. And then later on, the teens show up at the house. And he puts on a pair of glasses, and the daughter thinks it's her dad. But
It's like, Dad, you look a little different. You're a little shorter.
I mean, because the movie's supposed to be stupid. You can't take a movie like this seriously at all. If you have a good sense of humor and it's so stupid. It really is. But
There's so many good one-liners.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like, dude, there's so many one-liner. Like, okay, when the turkey is fucking the girl, he sneaks into a house, and this girl's getting him from behind, kills the boyfriend, and he jumps in. Really fucked up cuckold, if you will. And what's he say? Here comes the gravy, or whatever.
So you just got stuffed.
You got stuffed. That's what it was. That's what it was. You just got stuffed.
Then they find her dead body later, and there's a gravy flavored condom on the floor.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like I remember watching this movie for the first time, and I was told, by JB, like, we're gonna watch this movie, whatever. And I was like, okay. And me and my ex at the time, we were watching this movie. She passed out in the middle of it. But we had fixed. It was just me and her for the holiday season. We fixed all this food and stuff. We pigged the fuck out, and then we started the evening out with the Friends Thanksgiving Special.
That's
and then it was actually kind of funny, but I like Friends. Whatever. I didn't tell her.
How you doing?
How you doing? Chandler's the best, though. Chandler's the best. Joey's great, but Chandler's the best. He's a big smart ass pillhead. But like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna put this fucking movie on, and I'm like, this is exactly how I thought it was gonna go. I'm a fan of like Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man and all that shit, and this is exactly that, but in turkey form and probably funnier. Again, the whole scene with the dad and all that shit, and then he kills the dad, and the kids come over, and he tries to have them believe that he is the dad in costume. And that right there is the reason to watch this movie. It's hilarious. Fucking hilarious. I was stoned off my ass last night watching this fucking movie, cracking the fuck up. This shit's fucking great. Is it a masterpiece? No, it's not a fucking masterpiece. Is it a ridiculous comedy that takes a slasher feel? Yes. It's great. It's a killer fucking turkey. Happy Thanksgiving.
I think one of my favorite parts is at the beginning with the dad again. He's on the phone with his daughter, and he goes, "Your stepmom's leaving me. Love you. Bye." Yeah. He was my favorite character, I think.
He's like,
and his fake ass mustache. I was just like, they couldn't have him grow a real one.
Yeah, as soon as we put it on, like, that scene comes up, and Dave's like, this cop guy's gonna be funny. And then like they actually do like the close up, and he started cracking up laughing. He's like, "What's with this fucking mustache?" And then he's like, "Is there shit in this coffee?" And she's like, "Yeah."
I don't know how I would feel if I had a turkey knocking at my door on Thanksgiving, talking to me. I would probably do very similar. Do you want to come in and hang out? I'm going to film you the whole time, but it's so ridiculous. And that whole scene, though, like I'm telling you, that's the reason for this movie. That's the reason why anybody needs to watch this movie, because it's so stupid, but it is hilarious. I laugh my ass off every time I watch this shit.
And like nobody ever actually is fucking freaked out that they're talking to a fucking turkey.
No,
that can talk back, because like the turkey's on the side of the road. Homeboy pulls up in his car and he's like, "Ash, cash, or grass," and then he fucking hops in there.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then he pulls a shotgun out of nowhere and fucking blows the dude's head off.
Oh,
and then he steals the fucking car.
The real question, which is better, Thankskilling or Poltergeist? Poltergeist.
That's a tough one.
Man, look. Poltergeist.
I love me some trauma films. Mike already knows.
I love me some trauma. Poltergeist, man. I think in the first 10 minutes of that fucking movie, like 2 or 3 people, they get shovels shoved up their ass. Like it's.
And then the zombie finger. He plays
Yeah,
an
like
asshole.
I can't even. I don't think you can even put them in a category together. I mean, I get it because turkey and chicken, like, okay, cool, but
To me, it's the best musical ever made.
Hey man,
Although I haven't seen Evil Dead the musical yet, but I mean,
oh god, I watched some clips of it. the on the Broadway shit.
Dave's watching the trailer for it now. I don't think he's ever seen it. I'm gonna have to kick him later.
I don't think so. This does not look familiar. I'm pretty sure.
What, Poltergeist?
Yeah, I don't think he's seen it. He must have missed that one. That shit came out whenever I lived in Pittsburgh.
You should have the trailer pulled up for both of them, actually. Evil Dead, the musical, wasn't that good. No, I couldn't imagine it was. I watched a clip of some shit from that, and I was like, no. Saw it in Vegas. Now, I would say that if I could go see, if I was in Vegas, and I had a chance to be able to see the Evil Dead musical in Vegas, I would definitely go, and I feel like I would probably have a blast. Only because of the substance. Other than that, probably not, because I hate musicals. But I have like 4 musicals that I actually like. Rocky Horror Picture Show. I know. Shut the fuck up. I know.
I knew that one was coming because all of us were.
Sweeney Todd. Well, my mom got me into it when I was younger. Like, my mom always thought it was funny. Well, with Tim Curry, and shit like that, all that. Sweeney Todd, Repo, which I bought yesterday again for $2 at the pawn shop. Goddamn, is there another musical though? I guess I can go with Nightmare Before Christmas. I guess, even though I'm burnt the fuck out on that goddamn movie. I am so tired. Oh fuck yeah, no. Yeah, they're kind of tied. They really are. Because that's a movie of like, if they took out all the musicals, I would be okay with it.
Meet the Feebles.
Oh God, yeah. Even though like I have very mixed feelings about that movie. JB's not watching now. I guarantee JB's not watching now.
No, I haven't seen anything.
Loves that fucking movie.
That's kind of how Thankskilling 3 is, honestly. It's a bunch of puppets.
Which, let's explain real quick. There is Thankskilling and Thankskilling 3. Thankskilling 3 is about finding Thankskilling 2.
Well, just the turkey's trying to find Thankskilling 2. He has to find a copy of it. And then he finds one.
What the fuck?
Which, other than that, actually, it's actually kind of funny.
That's a great idea.
Well, I mean, it's almost kind of like, it's like House. There's House 1, House 2, and then House 4. And you're like, what the fuck's House 3? House 3 is, the last horror show or whatever. The horror show, whatever the fuck it's called. You have to, it's a creative thing where it's like, oh, okay, we're going to make it to where you think, because my dumb ass, when I first watched Thankskilling, looked everywhere for Thankskilling 2. And then I looked and saw what the plot was for Thankskilling 3. And I was like, you sons of bitches.
Well, see, like, I saw Thankskilling, like I said, forever ago. Like, how long ago do you think Gary lived out there? 7, 8 years
20
ago?
years.
Has it been that long?
Mm-hmm.
That movie ain't that fucking old, I don't think. When did that movie come out? I mean, it was a long time ago. But anyway, like, in the end, they say they're going to make Thankskilling the sequel in space.
2007.
2007? So, yeah, it's been a while. But then, I never knew they actually, like, because I always was wondering whenever part 2 was coming out. And then, like, one day just scrolling through some shit, I saw part 3, and I was like, what the fuck? I forgot about part 2 in space. And then I'm searching for it, and I never did find it. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll watch 3. And then at the very beginning, I'm like, I see what you did, you smart fucks.
I honestly, like, I think that, like, even though, like, okay, Thankskilling, like, is it a great movie? No. Is it a stupid, funny movie? Yes.
Fuck yeah. They actually do an Evil Dead ripoff segment in part 3.
Do they? Because I haven't seen 3.
The turkey like builds the chainsaw and puts it on one of his wings, and then he's like gravy.
Oh my god! I have to see. Is that on Tubi?
Yeah,
it is. Okay, I'll have to watch it then. Yeah, like it's not. We don't have many Thanksgiving slasher films. We don't have many of those at all. And Thankskilling is the perfect mix. Like, it's like you take a trauma film
and dumb it down,
and yeah, and like kind of like skim it, because Poltergeist, again, two different beasts, but very similar. Poltergeist is completely like, it goes all over the fucking place. You know, like a horrible cum shot in a bukkake. But Dave, I loved your like reaction to that comment. And you know, like Thankskilling though, like it's a funny, stupid fucking movie, but you can have fun with it. You can watch it every year and like, you know, whatever.
I've watched it the last few years.
It's a good one to make a pact on, to make sure you watch every Thanksgiving, because we don't, you know, if you're a horror fan, we don't have like, you know, like there should be a movie like Thanksgiving Day. A whole family.
Well, apparently one came out. What year was that? Like last year?
Coming to your house
called Pilgrim. It looks interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I want to check that out.
Whoa, what?
I looked up like a bunch of like Thanksgiving like movies, or like horror movies, and then there was one that came out a few years back called Pilgrim, and I want to check it out because it looked pretty fucked up. Like the still shot that I found was a bunch of pilgrims sitting around a dinner table, and there was a head on like a turkey platter.
Okay, I'll buy it. I'll go for it. Whatever. Fuck it.
Right. But there's actually a couple different, like I found a lot more than I thought actually existed. It's kind of surprising.
Can we watch that clip again?
Yes.
Yeah. Allergy season, you know. Fucking weather. But it was nice today, huh?
Did you just say fucking?
What do you mean? Is that supposed to mean that midgets can't cuss?
I wasn't worried about the size of the fuck. I was worried about the age of the fuck. How old are you?
510 years old.
Fuck it then. I guess you can say it.
I'm always worried about the age of the fuck too. That's why I always check IDs at the door.
Yeah, baby, I'm really hot. I'm like, can I have your ID, please? You have to anymore.
Yo.
Like, what the fuck is in the water? Like, hey, whoa, you're 12. Why is your kid so big? What the fuck's going on? When I was fucking 12 and I was in middle school, girls did not look like they do now. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. I never have. Like, I'm just like, whoa. I'm over here hitting on girls that have like 3 teeth in their head when I was in middle school. And now, like, you know, I see girls, well, you know, I don't understand it. I don't fucking get it.
Eli Roth should make that fucking Thanksgiving movie.
Eli Roth.
I went back and watched the trailer for that again the other day.
I think that would be a killer.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a good one. Like, I remember watching watching Grindhouse in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
You know, started Planet Terror and went to Death Proof, and you had like all the shit in between, and you had like was it called Thanksgiving or Thankskilling?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that trailer looked great.
Yeah, like the only movie that got made out of all those trailers was Machete.
And you know what? Machete's badass. So
Fuck yeah. I heard they're supposed to be making another one.
I'm down. You know what? We need to do a fucking episode on that shit.
I'm
like, because I
love
Dave
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, man, he's a bad motherfucker, and he's in a movie called Bad Motherfucker. So, or is it Bad Motherfucker? He's in a movie called.
No, that was Badass.
Badass. Yeah, and the funny thing is, that is based off true shit. Yeah,
him and Danny Glover running shit in New Orleans.
Badass is based off true shit. Have you ever seen the actual video of that? The old man that's on the fucking bus. It's a complete there's an old man. The real video of it. There's an old man on a bus, and there's this thuggy motherfucker who is like causing all kinds of shit. He comes at the old man, and the old man lays him the fuck out, and he goes, "I fucking told you, boy. I fucking told you." And then Badass comes out, and you're like, that's what this fucking movie's about. Like, it's a good one. I don't know about the sequels, but
I think there's 3 of them. I've seen them all.
God, is there really 3 of them?
Yeah. Because there's Badasses, and then Badass on the Bayou or something like that. Because Danny, I think they go down to New Orleans for a wedding or whatever.
God, really? Like, can we stop? Badass on the Bayou. That's like, that like how many fuck, those Hulk Hogan movies that came out years ago. What was it?
3 Ninjas.
Shit.
Suburban Commando.
No.
That was shit. That was a good movie.
That was the show that he did, and there was
Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah, Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah, Thunder in Paradise. They made like 2 or 3 movies of those. Like,
should make a Son of the Beach movie. That's a good spot for him to get froze at, too.
He's thinking.
Can you hear me? Hey, now. Hey!
Your screen froze like this.
You were lost in
the
thought.
way you were thinking the whole time.
Well, I'm looking at you. I'm like, hey, guys, and you're like, shit. I lost
Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise. Yeah, I lost my train of thought because thank you so much, technology.
Well, Mike said he turned in for the son-in-law reviews.
Oh, son-in-law. Shit. There you go. Hey, I love son-in-law so much. It's like a good Thanksgiving movie. It's so great. Oh, hey, how about we have some, hey, buddy, no. How about Pauly Shore drown himself in a small, shallow, lake?
JB, come back. You're missing it. Yes, that's my favorite
son-in-law.
Thanksgiving movie.
Oh, yeah.
What? What
Planes,
is?
Trains, and Automobiles. That's my favorite
has to be.
Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah.
And Dutch.
Dutch. I don't know about Dutch.
Dutch.
Whoa, with Al Bundy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ed O'Neill. That's an underrated movie. That's a good one.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
I haven't seen that one since Fox 56 played it when I was like 10. Like,
You're missing out.
it's a good one. It's a good one. I gotta go back and watch that shit. But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. If we're talking about Thanksgiving shit real quick, it is a good one. Steve Martin, John Candy, comedy fucking geniuses right there. You can't fucking beat that.
Where's your hand at? It's between these 2 pillows.
Those aren't pillows.
I gotta say, when it comes down to it,
Your
though,
socks in the sink.
yeah. But it John Candy. When it comes down to that, gotta take one for old John. John Candy was one of my favorite actors of all time as a kid, and still, it was hilarious. Just a great actor, great movies. So on the Thanksgiving occasion, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, one of the best Thanksgiving movies you could ever have. Period. And I will go with that.
I used to go see all his movies when I was a kid. Uncle Buck, Spaceballs. The only one I didn't go see was What's Eating Harry Crumb.
What?
No, not.
Who's Harry
It's
Crumb?
not. It's What's Eating Harry Crumb?
Some reason I think I merged What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Yeah, I think you did.
Grape? Who's Gilbert Grape? It's a different movie.
Who's eating Gilbert Grape? Fuck, it's John Candy.
And I don't
Sorry,
think,
It's a fat joke.
I think I saw Wagons East one time and I couldn't watch it again because I knew that was his last movie.
Yeah,
that wasn't great.
Yeah, no.
Wasn't Chris Farley's last movie a Western too?
Yeah,
Was it?
it was.
Ooh,
Yeah,
weird.
That is weird.
Actually, what's really fucked up? Chris Farley's last movie. I can't remember what it's called, but it took place like during a gold rush, and there's a scene in it where Chris Farley's character's in a bar or whatever, or a party or something. He's like, no, I can't do that. And they give him a shot or something or whatever, and he's like, give me the fucking bottle. Ah! Like, that one will always fucking get me. Like, Chris Farley and John Candy are two of the greatest comedians, comedic actors of all time, for their own separate reasons and all that. So,
I was always a big fan of the Great Outdoors movie.
Oh God!
Oh my God, dude! Totally. I brought it up.
Watch that shit, and anybody can just mention that shit. I'm like, yeah, let's watch it. Like, I'm down.
Yeah. Like it's fucking. It's one of the. It's a perfect.
Turned into a John Candy episode.
You know what? And that's okay. It's okay.
I ain't mad at it.
Because John Candy was great. He really was. The other night, my dad, he moved 14 hours away about a year ago. And he came back in for Thanksgiving and stuff and took us out to Cracker Barrel and whatever. And 2 hours later, when we got our fucking food, if you haven't had the strawberry cheesecake pancakes from Cracker Barrel, please by all means do. I would also say that you probably should smoke a big blunt beforehand because this shit's fucking great. Now, while sitting at dinner with my dad and my stepmother and everybody else, because Great Outdoors was a movie that me and my dad always loved. And I made a comment because I was like, God, if you took all this fucking food that we have and dumped it in the fucking like trash, we're gonna have raccoons everywhere, and it's gonna be like Great Outdoors. And Dad cracked up and all that stuff. It's just always a reference, always. And that'll always be like one of my favorite.
Up again.
That was Frozen. I was just having a moment. Jesus Christ,
deep in thought.
I was, and I remember seeing that movie, and that'll always be one of the best. Period.
Beautiful.
Go on. I'm gonna be all fucking emotional and shit.
Yeah. Well, Thankskilling. Well, I tell you, just based off the fact that they made this movie for $3,000 and we're talking about it right now, don't cry, Chuck. Don't cry.
No, I got smoke in my eye. I'm not crying. I'm gonna do that later, okay? That's what I do. I lay in my pillow and cry, whatever.
Don't cry.
Stevie Nicks.
But yeah, based off the fact that they made this movie for $3,000, and not just us, but a lot of other people are on their podcast talking about it, 4 out of 5 stars. That's fucking crazy.
I go 5.
For Thankskilling?
Mm-hmm.
I love that fucking movie.
I'm not basing it on the writing or the performances.
It just goes for pure enjoyment.
Yeah. Just, you're manic tonight.
No. No.
That's going in the new intro.
Good movie.
I got it right. Okay, all right. I gotta mark that part.
It's a
1:30.
1:37.
Anyway,
before
our Thanksgiving episode draws to a close, it is time for the clip of the week. We will randomly click. I'm getting drunk. We will randomly pick a clip from a random movie and press play and see what happens. I'm a little nervous to do this now, but here we go.
Locked during sleeping hours. We start a policy of evening sedation for everybody.
The fuck you will! Anybody tries drugs on me, get his ass kicked!
You just bought yourself a night in the quiet room, mister. Now sit down!
Fuck you! You sit down! Easy, Kincaid! Nobody gonna put me to sleep! Man, get away from me, man! Let me alone, man! I don't want to go to sleep! Ain't nobody gonna put me to sleep! I don't want to go to sleep! Man, ain't nobody gonna put me to sleep! Get your hand! I ain't going to sleep! Man.
The fucking. That's great.
I knew you were gonna play this.
Oh,
Someone told me. I was like, dude, Nightmare 3 is coming up.
It must have came up first on the list because we played it so many times.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's just
greatness.
I'm just gonna have to delete that one, otherwise,
Fuck you, Will.
That's gonna be the clip of the week.
Fuck you, Will. Wait, you guys gotta say what you're thankful for in typical thing. There we go. Dave, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful for my friends and family during this time. And I'm just happy to be alive, quite honestly.
Chad?
Life is good.
Life is good.
Are you frozen?
No, I'm just waiting for you to answer.
He's gonna keep doing that.
I don't know. I'm not a real sentimental type guy. I guess I'm just happy where I'm at.
Good. I think that when it comes down to Thanksgiving and all the things I'm thankful for, the one and only thing that I could ever be thankful for that keeps me living is my son. I love my family. I love my friends. But without my son, I'm nothing. So, my son.
It's a good one.
I think so. Because without him, I wouldn't be here right now. Because I don't want. Yeah.
It's been nice to meet a lot of cool people along the way. JB, through JB, I met you, and that's when we all got together. Aaron, James from Horror Whisper Sturdy, the Happy Hour News Team guys.
Fuck yeah.
And a lot of my friends I consider family now because I keep my circle's pretty small now. You guys, Mike, Gary, that's about it, and I'm okay with that.
I you know, like I said, I'm thankful for my son first and foremost, but I get to do this shit with you motherfuckers every week. And it means a lot more than people maybe realize. And I get to do this shit on Saturdays with JB, and I do my Nash Nation shit And then Whitman comes over here, and you know, all the time here lately, and we get shows kicked out. It's all. I'm thankful for all of it, because you never know when that moment arises where shit gets fucking bad, and you need your friends and your family. And old Chuck Nasty is very, very, very thankful for you two motherfuckers and everybody else.
We love you, brother. With that in mind, we here at the video store wish everyone a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you all here next week, Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. Until then, good night.
It's not a legacy I want to leave.
It's Thanksgiving, bitches. Welcome to the Video Store Clerks Thanksgiving Special.
Welcome to the store.